Welcome to Eye on the Tigers News. I'm Josh Erden. Thanks for joining us today for the news we've been looking at for you. A South Carolina judge declared a mistrial Monday after a jury deadlocked in the murder trial of a former white police officer charged with the shooting death of an unarmed black motorist. Former patrolman Michael Slager was charged with murder in the April 4, 2015 shooting of 50-year-old Walter Scott. The judge said that jury could also consider a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter. Solicitor Scarlett Wilson said Monday that she will retry the case. Cell phone video showing taken by a bystander that showed Scott being shot in the back 5 times was shown widely in the media and on the internet and shocked the country, inflaming the national debate about how blacks are treated by law enforcement officers. President-elect Donald Trump is taking a show back on the road. Trump is slated to hold the second stop of his thank you tour Tuesday in North Carolina, less than a week after his bombastic return to rallies at an Ohio appearance that felt more like a raucous campaign stop than a traditional speech by a president-to-be. The Tuesday appearance in Fayetteville will be followed by rallies in Iowa and Michigan later this week as Trump barnstorms the country to salute his supporters who delivered the victories in the battleground states he needed to capture the White House. A Republican member of the Electoral College from Texas said Monday that he won't cast one of his state's 38 electoral votes for Donald Trump because, quote, I am here to elect a president, not a king, unquote. Dallas paramedic Chris Suprin previously indicated he would support Trump. But now he says the president elects post-election attacks on the First Amendment and the country's electoral process, as well as the billionaire businessman's continued promotion of his brand and business interests overseas, change his mind. The presidential recount in Michigan expands Tuesday to its largest county, which includes Detroit and 5 other large counties, with the fate of a statewide recount push in Pennsylvania awaiting action in federal court. President-elect Donald Trump narrowly defeated Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton in both states and Wisconsin, which stated its recount last week. The recounts questioned by Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein were not expected to change enough voters to overturn the results in the election. American students have a math problem. The latest global snapshot of students' performance shows declining math scores in the U.S. and stagnant performance in science and reading. The 2015 Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA, study is the latest to document that American students are underperforming their peers in several Asian nations. The U.S. is below the international average in math and average in science and reading. Singapore was the top performer in all 3 subjects on the PISA test. New snowmobile trails being carved through the Adirondacks violate the Forever Wild clause of the state's constitution because tens of thousands of trees are being cut and the forest character is being altered, an environmental group argued before a trial-level state Supreme Court judge on Monday. In a case that could clarify how much tree cutting and land disturbance is acceptable when the Department of Environmental Conservation builds trails in the state-owned forest preserve. Protect the Adirondacks lawyer John Caffrey said the 9 to 12 foot wide community connector trails and more like roads than typical snowmobile trails and will destroy more than 31,000 trees. Under the state land master plan law, snowmobile trails are supposed to be similar to foot trails. We might have to fire up the snowmobiles if we get the kind of lake effect snow some meteorologists are calling for. Here's Alexis with the weather.
We finally saw a little bit of sunshine this morning as high pressure took over, at least for a little while. High temps should rise to the mid-40s. Tonight, we run a higher risk of some steady rain showers that will eventually mix with snow overnight. A light accumulation could make for a little snow going on Wednesday morning. Those morning showers hang around until the afternoon before we turn cloudy. Wednesday night, a few flurries and snow showers are possible. Thursday is a day when we start to see some significant changes. Much colder air starts to move into the area and crosses the warmer water of Lake Ontario, setting the stage for some lake effect snow showers. The National Weather Service has already issued a lake effect snow watch and is calling for heavy producing bands that could drop more than a foot of snow beginning Thursday night. Right now, it looks like those bands will set up primarily over the Tug Hill Plateau, but those bands may move south, producing heavy snow in Oswego County also. Still a little early to pinpoint exactly how significant this event will be, but early signs show that we could be looking at some heavy snow. We'll keep looking at the forecast as we get closer to Thursday. Have a great day. I'm Alexis.
Mexico boys hoop opens up its season tonight. Here's Mr. Charbonneau with a look at sports.
To say they've been chomping at the bit might be a bit of an understatement. Mexico boys basketball will finally hit the court tonight when it hosts Salve. Now, the Tigers have some of the highest expectations coming into this season in several years. 7 seniors highlight the roster, including 5 of its starters. Senior guard Dylan DeLong is excited about the start of this season.
I don't think we're as good as we are yet, but we're definitely on the rise up. We have a really strong senior group with a freshman and a junior that are looking pretty good that can come off the bench and help us. I say we make it to the semi-rounds and sectionals this year.
Salve comes in winless so far, dropping games to Casanova and Pulaski last week. Tip time is around 7:15. Syracuse Orange returned to Madison Square Garden last night to reunite with longtime rival Connecticut. Both teams will never be confused with some of the great teams of years gone by, and the game last night will never be described as a classic. But both teams desperately needed the win, and Connecticut, well, they made one extra play to surge past the Orange 52-50 after making 2 free throws with 2.2 seconds left. Syracuse fell to 5-3 on the season, and the Huskies rallied from an 11-point deficit in the second half. Syracuse led 37-26 with about 13 minutes left in the game, but the Orange's offense sputtered down the stretch. Syracuse endured a 6-minute scoring drought as the UConn Huskies fought its way back into the game. And the Orange are back in the Carrier Dome on Saturday against Boston University. Tip time is at noon. And lastly, the New York Jets. Well, they forgot to show up last night as they were throttled by the Indianapolis Colts, 41-10. Colts QB Andrew Luck threw 4 touchdown passes as the Colts evened its record at 6-6. The Jets, well, they fell to 3-9. That's all for sports. I hope you have a great day. I'm Michael.
A look at the calendar shows that Mexico's musicians and singers take the stage for their holiday concerts. Tonight the band performs while the chorus performs Wednesday night. Both concerts will begin at 7 on the Mexico Middle School stage. Operation Reindeer will take place on Thursday, December 8th, beginning at 2:45 at the Presbyterian Church. Any students or clubs who would like to volunteer should contact Ms. Harder. That's it for us today. We're back here on Wednesday. We hope you have a great day. I'm Josh.